So, Minister Indar has highlighted some very salient issues in relation to the contracts that have been awarded. Now, you would recall that we are operating with a manifesto that we came to the people of Guyana with during the 2020 elections. And we told you that once you elect us, we are going to deliver these promises. Among the promises that we made to be delivered within a 5-year period was the transformation of the physical infrastructure of this country. We are now in the middle of our 3rd year in government. We still have about 1.5 years more left. And we have surpassed all of our targets in relation to those promises in almost every endeavor, including the physical transformation of our country. And what we are witnessing here is a demonstration of that. No time in the history of our country has there been this level of infrastructural development in one area alone on the East Coast of Demerara. This is just from industry to Cane Grove. We are doing now, we are awarding 222 roads. That has never been done in the history of Guyana. And that is why this is a historic occasion. Now, you would have heard and would have seen on Facebook allegations that we are discriminating in the communities. Well, we have a breakdown here of every community and how many of these 222 roads will be done in each community. And you can get a copy and you can look at it for yourself. Now, this is only one installment of a process that started since 2020 when we got into the government. So this is just one incarnation, and it's 222 roads spread from Ogle all the way to Cane Grove. Almost every, in this 222, almost every single village is touched. We don't choose a community and say we're going to fix this community because of the type of people who live in this community. And that is why I'm saying this 222 roads have to be viewed against the backdrop of what we have done since 2020. And we have done it in accordance with a priority based upon needs and based upon population. And that is how this last 222 or this 222 would have been determined. And that is how we have been doing it since we got into government. So I am looking here. I see one person did an audit, according to the person, of roads in Region 5. And they took 5 communities and they extracted those 5 communities and they did an analysis in those 5 communities and they show which community got most of the roads. But they extracted their own statistic from the global figure. So if I am to extract here now from this, I could tell you that out of the 222 now, Let me look at Buxton got 23 and Annandale got 1. Industry got 1 and Haslington got 13. That's what the document says. But it doesn't say that we did 10 in Annandale already. And we did how many more in industry already. So when you pluck these figures out, I can also create a very false narrative and still be factual. Imagine if I were to tell you in isolation that out of this 222, Buxton get 23 and Annandale get 1. I am from Annandale. You understand how this thing can be dangerous? Without telling you that we already did a number of roads in Annandale. So you have to be careful of those whose only intent is to racially divide our people and spread hatred and division. Those people have no place in a modern society. They are a dying breed. And the more educated you become, the quicker they will die. Because what they are preaching is ignorance. And the only way of fighting ignorance, it is with knowledge. So that is why we have this printout, to show how we are doing based upon needs, based upon population concentration, and you will look at the numbers. This total signing here, we are spending on this incarnation 7.79 billion just on this one incarnation of 222 roads. And we are still 1.5 years more or more to our 5-year term. So we have much more, many more roads that we have to do as we continue this process. Our objective is to fix every single road at the end of the journey. This comrade here is the chairman of this NDC. Every day he sends me a picture of a different road. Today he sent me pictures of 3 roads completely dilapidated in Monrepo. Monrepo only get 1 road in the Django Town in this 2022. But Monrepo got other areas in Monrepo that we already fixed. And in the next set of road that comes out, Monrepo will be among those. Those very roads that he has identified will be fixed in the next. It's a cycle. All can be fixed one time. Is one set of contractors we have, is one procurement process we have, is one set of truck drivers supplying sand, is one set of people supplying the ready mix, is one set of people got to do the labor. So we cannot bite off more than we can chew, or else we will choke. And that is why we are doing it in the quota that we are doing it. And East Coast is not isolated. We are doing the same system in every single region in the country. So you have to also pace yourself and find the right rhythm, find the right timing, or else we will fail. Because if you award more that you can manage, then we will have problems. And we already have problems. And that is why you heard me say that the government has made a decision to go hard on delinquent contractors. Contractors who are failing to carry out and discharge their contractual obligations and are breaching their contracts. Those contractors are going to be dealt with in accordance with law. We simply cannot tolerate slippages in these contracts. It is you. We have a finite number of contractors. It is you who got to do the second set of roads. That is why we are encouraging more and more persons. But at the end of the day, everybody can be contractors. So we have one set of people in a wheel that we are spinning. We have resorted, as the law permits, to selective tendering so that people on the East Coast are able to vie publicly and fairly and in accordance with law for East Coast contracts. That is the extent that we have gone now to ensure that we manage the system fairly and as efficiently as possible. So we're not bringing contractors from Essequibo to Region 4 or even from East Bank to East Coast. We are trying to compartmentalize it in order to achieve efficiency and equity so that everyone can get a fair share. And comrades, let me tell you something. Indar and Ejil and Nandlall don't give contracts. So you all stop meeting us all over the place and say, you want a contract. You got to follow the rules. Every single day, you got to answer, this one I get contract and me I get. How the? I don't know how the. I don't know. This afternoon, a young lady bombarded me with that question. And she's sitting right here. How do I get and me I get? How many money we spend? Then I select me. I don't know why then I select you. I don't select. I don't select. Government doesn't select. There is a process manned by public servants. There are certain criteria you all bid. You all know the system. So you got to follow the rules. Some people believe that we must go drop home a contract by them. Because they want a contract and you ask them if they bid, they say no. So how, I don't know how. You because send home a contract by them and say sign. It does not work like that. It does not work like that. If you don't buy a lotto ticket, you don't have a chance to win the lotto. And not everybody who buy the ticket will win either. You know that. You got to get competent people to prepare your bid. We have relaxed the rules as far as the law permits. We have adjusted qualifications, moving it experience from the company to individuals within the company so as to broaden the net. Because if you keep insisting that the company must have X years of experience, then only experienced companies will get contract. The new contractors can break in. We adjusted the criteria to allow for companies to have employees with the requisite experience. So we are working within a regulatory framework created by the law. We just can't determine because you live on the East Coast, we can give you a contract. It don't even work so. It does not work so. You have selective tendering, you still got to compete in a competitive process that must be public and must be transparent and fair. The other issue is the quality of the material. I don't want to overemphasize the point so emphatically made by Minister Indar. Please do not use substandard work. Use substandard material and do substandard work, because if you intend to have a future in the system, you have to acquit yourself and you have to perform credibly. How else we will have to create a list of contractors who we will not accept bids from. If you're repeatedly doing bad work, on what basis we're going to award you more contracts? Is that fair to the taxpayers? Is that fair to the government? Is that fair to your other contractors who you may be getting contracts ahead of and you're breaching the contract? It's not. It will not be tolerated. Under no civilized system in the world will substandard work and incompetence be encouraged or rewarded. So we are very, very firm on that. So, my brothers and sisters, this is an ongoing process. I know that when you hear that your community may only get one road, you will be, but remember how much roads your community get from 2020 to now. How much bridge we fix, how much playground we fix. We gotta do this thing equitably. Every single community must benefit. That is our objective, and that is what we have promised. And we are delivering on those promises. So I want to congratulate all the contractors who would have been awarded these contracts, and I hope that you will deliver these contracts on time, and you will do so in a professional way and in a competent way, and in a manner that does not cause undue inconvenience. Now, anytime if you extend your house, construction causes inconvenience. You gotta endure some type of inconvenience if you want improvement. That's a fact of life. So residents, you have to also be a little tolerant. If the people fixing the road in front of you, your house gonna be in a bit of an uproar until the project is finished. The sand gonna fly in your house, it gonna fly in your water, you're gonna suffer some inconvenience because vehicles gonna be parked in a way that they should not be parked, etc., etc. But that is part of the territory. If you want the road fixed, if road is being fixed, not for the contractor's benefit, but for your benefit. So you have to bear up some inconvenience as well. And contractors, at the same time, you have to be conscionable and you have to be reasonable. You can't inconvenience people for protracted period of time for no good reason. The people will see with you if you are reasonable, and you have to be reasonable. This is a balancing exercise. Both hands got to wash before the hand become clean. So we expect cooperation from both sides. We expect the citizens to cooperate with the contractors, and we expect the contractors to also work diligently and in an expeditious way so that the work can be completed in the contractually stipulated time. All right, I thank you very much and congratulations to all the contractors who are here, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your time.